Hi, this is Aaron and Simon with Assets in Arbitrage. Today is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024, in the year of our Lord.
Yes, it is.
We have um, just a bit of news that we need to stay on top of.
Yep.
Um,
Some current events, some
mhm,
things that are popping off today that's kind of exciting for you guys. So, as we say, stay stacking, stay stacking, stay stacking.
mhm.
Satoshis, ounces, and whatever else you may be invested in. You want to stay stacking diligently with discipline.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
Early or something? What, like what?
I feel like we remind them of something else.
Nah, good health. Let's stay hydrated.
You
Stay
guys,
hydrated, y'all.
you gotta
I
say
don't know about
something.
that. Stay hydrated.
We're a little
Uh,
late today, and we're sorry.
yeah.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
fear, because my throat hurts, I fear that I may be coming a little bit under the weather. So I'm sorry that we're a little bit late. My throat sounds scratchy. I thought if I hydrated, it would sound more feminine, but
Hmm.
nope, it hurts.
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna wait till a few people pile in the room. We are running late, so we're just gonna give it about 5 minutes or so. Typically, we like to see at least 20 people in the room before we get to the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll make a difference today. We just got some few articles and some exciting news, I guess,
In other
for our
news,
stackers.
y'all can imagine the emails I got from Monday Night Show.
Oh, did you? What are they about? What, say,
Oh
tell us.
yeah, I got some hate mail, got some fan mail.
Okay.
No death threats, but
Oh,
we
email
got
me
some
now.
interesting email, huh?
Okay, what email me got?
I know. Well, it's our assets that arbitrage inbox. So I think I might have a little mini rant when we get some people in the room, but other than that, it is what it is. We can only do the best that we can do. We hope, Simon and I hope that we can continue to inspire those that are inspired. And I hope to continue to offend those who I'm offending. So the show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
We we have actually several articles. I did forget to put the articles in the chat, but I'm hoping that sharing the screen will be easy today.
Yes.
I want to say hello to Let Freedom Ring.
Yes, sir. How
Right
you
now,
doing, good sir?
the room is slow to fill. There's only 5 people in the room. Just gonna give it a few more minutes.
You still, I think we still have the option for you guys to pop in live if you would like.
Yep,
So the option is there, I guess, in the drop down, as we
it's in the
say.
drop down. Yeah,
Yeah, so if you want to pop in live and get on the screen and say your piece or chop up some
especially
game.
as we do the news updates.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to maybe hear from you guys. A lot of times, you guys have excellent updates yourself. I know that there are times when the chat can become tedious, right? You have this great update, but it's long, and you're like, feel like you work for a newspaper company. So it would be nice now if you wanted to pop in, you can pop in,
Mhm.
give us your update or any information you would like to add on to the different news articles that we have today. Many of them in regulation. Simon has some really good news for
Mhm.
those of you who've been stacking, stacking, stacking.
Yeah, so we're gonna be on top of that.
And I'm guessing there's nothing more satisfying than being disciplined and consistent in something and seeing progress.
Mm-hmm. Seeing the fruits of your labor is
But we don't want to talk
what
too
we're talking.
fast either because it is a close of business, right? Let's see what happens
Well, I
on
got
the.
the chart. I got the double down chart on it. But yeah, so definitely we're gonna go over charts. We usually don't do charts on the show. A lot of other people do charts, so we leave that to them because they are the experts. But sometimes it's necessary to bust out a chart, just a simple chart, so we can see what's going on in the movement, and we don't have to really dig down deep into what you're seeing through the chart. We can, but I just like a simple line chart just to give you a view of what's happening, and it usually helps. It's pretty cool.
I think I'm gonna renege on my 20 people, and as soon as we get one more person piled into the room, we're gonna get started because we are already running late, and we do have Simon has a consultation call this evening, so I don't want him to be late for that. We're gonna. Do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, we can start there. Did you get the people you wanted?
That is 9 people. That's good. Thus says the Lord. There we go, 10. All right, we're gonna get started.
All right. So today for our stackers was a good day. We seen great movement in Bitcoin, right, over the Fed 5 days, as I have that chart. If we pull that chart up as well, but we also have seen great movement in precious metals, and you see that right here. Is this screen shared for them to see?
It should be, but you always have to check. So go ahead and just.
Okay, so we got this is ATMEX, ATMEX.com. This is their charts right here. So you see today, gold closed out at over $2,400. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And another thing, what I am most excited about is you see silver closing at $29.97, right? So $30 is really hard resistance for silver. And so right now, this is going to be a fight for the $30 line. And, if it could break the $30 line, then there's a big gap because the all-time high is a little bit over 50. And so if you can get over the 30, you got a lot of space to move between 30 and 50. And that's what we're looking for, right? You can see a lot of movement once it breaks 30. Gold is doing this thing in 2,400. We have platinum closing out today at $1,084, and palladium closing out at $1,045. So these are things that are very, very good happening today, especially if you got your stack building. Especially your silver stack. I'd have to do the numbers, but that gold to silver ratio is closing a little bit because it's 29, 24. Yeah, so it might be in the 80s, 80-1 or something like that.
The ratio?
Yeah, so that's okay. That's an okay ratio. You want to get that thing down to about 40 before you start really going in on gold. Just that's what what the gold to silver ratio is for, is so that you know when to buy silver and then when to switch and buy gold. Or if you are flipping it, when to switch and sell your silver to buy gold. And the only thing the gold to silver ratio is how many ounces of silver does it take to buy 1 ounce of gold. That's it. That's all the ratio is.
The cousins in the chat.
Oh no, I can't see, but
as they used to say in the 90s, cousins in the chat lunching.
And
Will Hobdy said he sees that big smile on your face for gold.
Oh yeah, gold doing his thing, man. Gold, I've been sitting in gold a long time, man. Back when it was $500, $500. And people I always big shout out to Crypto Ricardo Hamilton, who basically said use precious metals as a savings, as a store of value. He said he sees Bitcoin as an investment and he sees precious metals as his savings. And if you were saving since, I don't know, let's look at this chart then. Let's look at this chart. Let's get into it. This is gold. Let's look at this gold chart. All right, so let's open it up. Let's open it up, y'all. Let's open it up to all. All right, so we got an all chart right here.
Wow.
If you guys can see
Look how consistent it was.
So,
I don't know how long that is.
So we go back to, I don't know, you won't have low time preference. Let's go back to 2008 when the crash happened. It's about $700, $600 per ounce. So if you're just saving right there, if you just had some savings in it right there, even at 700, 71223, you 3x your money just by leaving it in there. Because if you left that same money in the savings account, you would just have the same amount of money. So it's good. Let's check out this.
But you wouldn't have the same amount of money. Inflation would have ate at it.
It would have ate all the way at it. Let's look at the silver chart. Let's review the details on the silver chart, y'all. All right, silver's $29.96. Boy, we knocking on that door.
It's a lot more steady though.
Oh yeah. So here's what you got here. So this is the all-time high right here.
And what year?
Uh, Let me see. I can't even get this thing out the way.
Maybe that's the price. You need that.
Oh, I just need to see the year between 2010 and 2012. So what we have here is you see price action right here down to 15, 16. You get, man, this thing is in the way. You get the steep dip right here. If I can catch it, ran around 14, 15. And so now you're all the way back up to pretty much 30. And you get a double right there. You get a two bagger. You get a two bagger, which, a lot of crypto people don't like because they want 10 baggers, they want 100 baggers. But, you can't always get that, man. You got to protect your money. If you made money, and you put it away and you got 2x from the money you made, that's a great return, right?
Yes, baby.
That's a great return. So let's go here. Let's do the details. And then, for my, you see this chart. Now, this is a chart. This goes back to May.
Now, whose chart is this?
Now, this is a platinum chart. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I got an article about platinum. Y'all. So look at that, man. Look at that increase just in May. That's platinum. Yeah, you can pull back the camera. I'm going to read this article for you guys.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it was sharing. And it looks great, actually, the presentation mode.
Yeah.
Cousin Shango, I hope you are feeling much better.
Yes, sir. I hope so. Yes, I do.
Okay. Oh, but I'm not sharing anything right now?
No, I'm reading it straight off the screen. This is from Reuters, so, reputable source. So Reuters.com. So platinum set for the biggest deficit in a decade in 2024, says Johnson Matthey. So when I say deficit, I don't mean the price deficit, price going down. I just mean deficit of how much platinum is, the ability of platinum to be removed from the earth. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. This is from May 9th, a little bit back, but it's still relevant. The platinum market faces its largest supply shortage. So that's what the deficit means. It really means supply shortage in 10 years. And in 2024, as shipments from Russia return and normal from last year's signs and industrial demand stays firm, says Johnson Matthey, said in a report on Thursday. The auto catalyst. So this is the important part. The auto catalyst maker added that it is expected at all platinum groups, metals, platinum, palladium, and rhodium to remain in deficit in 2024. So rhodium is it's a very important industrial metal, especially in automakers. So it's a little harder to buy rhodium and invest in rhodium, but still it is out there and it's available. So these three metals are used in auto catalysts that reduce emission vehicle engines, with platinum also used in other industry for jewelry and investment. So platinum gets to be, on both sides, kind of like silver, right? So silver is an industrial metal, but it's also an investment metal. Same thing with platinum. Platinum costs more, per ounce. As you've seen, it was about, I think 1084. So it costs a lot more per ounce, but it's also very important. And, when they're talking about vehicle, keeping the emissions down, you're also going to talk about, we call those electric vehicles, EVs, right? So this is very important to understand in case you want to diversify your portfolio and get some platinum. Put a little platinum in there, and platinum is just like anything else. You don't have to buy a whole ounce that costs also almost $1,100, where you can get grams. You can start off getting grams, and then you can get half ounces, and move up and up more in platinum. So we love platinum, man. We need platinum in the game. So it says the forecast demand would stabilize around 7.6 million ounces, with a small decrease in automotive and jewelry balanced by an uptick in investment. All they're saying, fancy words, is you're going to have more investing and you'll have less taken in by the auto industry. And the auto sector consumes expected to slip 1.3% in 2024, while primary supply is projected to fall 2% as Russia shipments return to more normal levels following a heavy selling of the mined stocks in 2023. This is what Johnson Matthey has said. So you get that. A lot of platinum is mined from Russia. So we have to keep that in mind.
Why?
Well, that's where it is. You know.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like, I wonder why.
Yeah, that's where it is.
All the gold and the diamonds and silver and
Yeah, stuff is being
Africa and then Russia.
So for palladium, Johnson Matthews said used by automakers would fall about 7%, reducing overall demand to 9.7 million ounces and cutting the market deficit to about 360,000 ounces of 1.2 million ounces last year. So this numbers, basically what they're saying is the numbers are dropping and the ability to mine palladium from the ground as far as the demand is getting higher. So these things right here behind the scenes will raise the price of the metals. And that's why you stay on this stuff behind the scenes, the macro view, because this is the important part. People, you can go buy it on ATMEX like I like to do, or Miles Franklin, or wherever you get your silver and gold from. But understand this is what really matters. What's coming out the ground, the demand for it, and what's coming out the ground enough for the demand. And that's why you're seeing silver prices raising. The demand for silver is too high and it's not coming out of the ground fast enough. We talked about the situation over there in Mexico. I think it's called Dorado. Is it Dorado?
Mm-hmm.
Dorado, where they're shutting down the mines. They had protests, safety issues.
But it's ecological,
all that stuff. And that slows down what you're bringing out the ground. If you shut down the mine, nothing's coming out the ground. Now, in these days, Mexico is the biggest miner of silver. Number 2, I think, is Peru. So these are places where they're mining, but they're having trouble. They're not getting anything out. A lot of other places like gold miners, silver is something secondary that they come across while they're mining for gold. So, these are things you want to stay on the back end. Check out a friend of the show, Keith Neumeyer, who is the CEO of First Majestic Silver. He is really good at telling you about what's coming out the ground because he owns silver mines. So he is on top of it. And whenever you see Keith Neumeyer, check him out on YouTube. He will give you the low on what's coming out the ground, what you expect, how you can expect to see some price movement.
Hi, Courtney. I just want to welcome cousin Courtney to the room. Shango says something very interesting. Cousin Shango said, it's funny how all these precious metals, jewels, gems, etc., oil, come from countries that do not look like they have all of this wealth. That is interesting. It seems like the Middle East keeps their sovereignty by basically resisting what the Western powers keep trying to dictate, at least to my untrained eye.
Yes.
Russia is sick of our bull jive too. So they're pushing back as well. Again, at least in my trade. I agree, right? If Mexico was the second biggest miner of silver, why is 3/4 of the company in abject poverty, right? They're not just in poverty, they're in abject poverty.
And let me also say this. You will catch some of these silver mining companies in Mexico, all the way down to Peru. You will see that they are their home base is in Canada, and I'm not sure why.
What the correlation is?
Yeah, what the correlation is because they're not getting the wealth because the company's not based in Mexico. They're taking it
and pulling it out of the country,
and then taking it to Canada. Because when you go on, check out One Gold, man, it's a great app. It's a great site. You go in there, you can see you can buy different types of silver. Right. So you can buy your U.S. silver, United Kingdom silver. You can buy your Canadian silver. You can buy your Switzerland silver. So when they have it housed in Canada, then they're going to have the Canadian silver in different variations. The main variation being the Canadian maple leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all, my throat hurts. I'm
Okay.
worried. I'm worried, and it feels scratchy. Um, that was all of the precious metals news.
Yeah, I want to pop in and talk about Bitcoin too, because the Bitcoin chart looks
You go
pretty.
back.
Did
You
you
needed
pull
to
it
pull
up?
it up.
Yeah, and
What am I
then
pulling up? Just the Bitcoin chart?
Bitcoin chart. I'll just take that basic chart. We don't have to make it
Mm-hmm.
too difficult. We look at that line chart. Look at that line chart.
Wait,
That
wait,
look.
wait, 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 wait. They
Boy.
can't look at nothing yet.
Oh, my bad.
Um, nope, that ain't it. I think I might have too many tabs open. Oh, here we go.
You close that out. So
Here we go.
all right. So this is a basic line chart. You guys know you pull it up just by googling it, and that's what you get. So now we're up to 66, 367 today. So that's pretty good. Look at that. So we came from here, 61. That's it. Right about midnight. So we had some good movement
It's
in
a
one.
nice little mountain building. I like
Yeah,
it.
and good movement. And if you go to that 5 day chart, you just see we're kind of stuck here, a little bit under 60. We popped up, but we didn't even really reach 64 or 5. Pop down, dig back a little bit under 62. And then boom, you got that nice walk up. That's 5 days right there. We love that. Up 9.17% 5 days. We love that. We love that. 1 month,
Oh
1 month
boy,
is
it's
Well,
alive
it's a
though.
lot going on, and this is where we see the volatility.
Yeah, it's
Look,
alive.
crazy dip right here, crazy dip right here, all the way down to 58. So 56. So you could have, for the people who like to buy the dip, if you had the cojones to do it, you could have got it right there. Boom, 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 spike it, spike up. We'll do year to date because that's always what it matters. We're May. So boom, we started way back here, 44,000.
Nice,
Walking,
nice.
walking, walking, walking up.
Some dips.
Hit a high, 71,000, maybe a little higher, and then boom, boom, boom. But now we got that spike right up. And if you do 1 year, so a year ago,
It came back to life, right? It looked like it was dead.
so
If
what's
this was a
today?
EKG,
So a year ago, 2023, May 15, 2023, 1 year ago from today, Bitcoin was 27,171. So you see the exponential growth is Bitcoin. It's not a 10x bagger, but if you dollar cost averaging way back here when you thought the price was too high, and you see how far it has risen,
mm-hmm.
so you can keep dollar cost averaging now when you might feel like the price is too high, because a year from now we'll do another chart and this thing might say 200,000.
Something crazy, yeah.
So yeah, so remember that and put that number, write that number down. Write that number down. 1 year ago today, May 15th, it was $27,171.
Earn those productivity points. If you have your notebook and your pen and you're writing stuff down, give yourself some productivity points.
And that's why having diamond hands, dollar cost averaging, low time preference is important. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's staying low, doing what you do. If you believe in it, stay low, do what you do. So that was a few charts I wanted to go over. Nothing serious, just that's what was going on today. I was happy to see silver knocking on the door at 30. We'll see what happens tonight when they open trading, and it might already be open, and see if they try to push that thing back down. Those people are people I'm talking about.
Because the Shango said, yeah, man, Bitcoin went up. He checked Cash App just to see what was where, and he was like, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, I get another point for putting money in the emergency fund. Good. When I put money in the savings, Bitcoin, also, put separate money into emergency fund. Give yourself some points, which we should do. We kind of do productivity point Wednesday.
Yeah, and for Bitcoin Shango, I'm still a big proponent of Dave Ramsey because he gives out good information. I know he's not a big crypto guy, stuff like that, precious metal guy, but just the way that he breaks down the way your money should be allocated, from paying yourself first to having this emergency fund to having a savings, and then start with your investments. And he has a great pie chart, that I used to look at and follow. So Yeah, you check out Dave Ramsey, man. He's he's old school, older white man from the Bible Belt. So you go get that. But
Let friend and ring said that was a great analysis.
oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. Just we don't do charts every day because they're boring, but some days they're fun because we're making money. Number go up.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. It's something because Simon is really, really, really good at charts. Simon did the stock market for a long time, and he's SME in reading charts and doing the wedges and the bulls and the flags and the
Yeah,
all those things that
yeah.
obviously was some of the things I didn't learn. I got some of it right,
I got it.
like when he talks about resistance turning into support. That I got.
Yeah, that's
Um,
gotta get that.
I can kind of get the wedges a little bit when he starts showing them to me, those little triangular.
Yeah, he got some different wedges.
But he knows all of that stuff, and I wish we would do it more. He's worried that it's really, really boring, and he doesn't mind boring me, but he don't want to bore y'all.
Yeah, I don't want to bore you to death with charts and candlesticks, and
But yeah, candlesticks, them
yeah,
too.
I don't because I don't like the other charts to stick to, but I don't want to bore people to death with that. But every now and then, bust out a chart, and I usually just bust out a line chart because it's easy to look, and you don't have
It's
to.
a quick read.
You don't have to go into the the wicks and all this.
Yeah.
And golfing pattern.
But when it's me, he going all of that stuff. Half the time, I'm like, my 40-year-old eyes can barely see some of these things, especially when the chart's white.
Yeah,
and you got the candles.
And for my people out there, I do have free ebooks, not written by me, but ebooks that I have downloaded.
Resources for you guys.
Resources, one about different chart patterns, only about 35 pages long, easy read. And I got another one about if you guys are fans of Fibonacci and Fibonacci retracement and golden ratio and stuff like that. I got a nice book about that. That's a little harder read. Now it's going to be a little bit harder, the book that I have. If you're into Fibonacci,
Is it a link?
It's a PDF. It's a PDF, yeah.
But it should be a link, right, that they can access that maybe I can put in the drop down.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta find it. But yeah, if you're interested in Fibonacci, golden ratio, Fibonacci retracement, put it in the chat. If we can do a whole show on it, if you want to, and then have the book down there if you guys care about
it's
that.
It's extremely technical and dry.
And you can talk about Fibonacci and how it is seen out in the world and different things in nature. And so it would be a good show if you guys wanted to hear about that. So let us know if Fibonacci is something that we should put together and put down some game on. Yes, indeed. So I'll let you go in. So my beautiful wife,
his beautiful feverish wife.
Yeah. So my beautiful wife, every day I go out, I got to be like, the bodyguard. It's not my wife. I got to be the bodyguard.
No, he don't. He walked like 5-6 faces behind because he wants to see. Nobody's looking, just you. And you walk behind me so you can look.
So I walk behind her because
so you can look
because my knees hurt.
But there's that
so
too.
Sometimes I'm not up. Some days my knees hurt. I'm walking a little slower.
Pause.
My knees hurt.
Pause.
Okay.
Because if I said my knees hurt, you would say pause.
Well, I don't get it. So that's one of them. I don't get that way. So I walk a little slower, but she walks past a man. I see a man. Look, she walked past this guy today, a taxi driver. He looked hard, and then the first thing he did look behind and see if somebody's with her. And
he gets to look into his angry face.
And the first thing he looked at is me, and then he just put his head down. But this happens all the time.
It's like 8 o'clock in the morning too, y'all. So that was funny.
Yeah,
we had to go to the ATM. I had to stand at the ATM and laugh because of the guy's face.
Yeah, dude looked right back like, who's she with? Yeah, it was me.
Your angry face.
I was coming through, Ray. I was coming through, boy.
God, that was funny.
So
he was sorry though. Because he said hello when you walked
I didn't make no big deal about it. He didn't
Hi,
do nothing.
Price. Hello, Nerd of Ink. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Yes, please. Thank you, guys.
He's making me laugh, and y'all, my throat really does hurt. Productivity Point Wednesday. So I have a statistic that is going to blow your mind. I was going to play it for you, but it's like 15 seconds. It's no need to play it for you. I can just tell you. Lately, I have been consuming a lot of Mel Robbins.
Shout out to Mel Robbins.
Shout out to Mel Robbins. Hopefully, one day you'll be a friend of the show.
There we go.
Mel Robbins is great if you guys are trying to start productivity. So I'm going to give you guys a few little points. I'm going to do a little mini rant and then we're going to get back to the news. So write it down. Productivity points for those who have their notebooks and their pens. Write down Mel Robbins podcast. We're not sponsored by her show or anything like that. But if you are working on your life portfolio, if you are working on your character, if you're working on consistency, if you're working on discipline, if you're working on
fleshing out your dreams, the things that you have in your
objectives, goals,
yeah,
missions, visions, anything like that, you can definitely start with Mel Robbins. A lot of her content to me is she's an OG, triple OG, but it's a great 101. And when we say 101, we're talking about college, right? So in college, freshman year, you got 101s, right? English 101, economics 101, so on and so forth. Sophomore year is 202. Junior year is 303. Graduate year is 404. So when you hear me use those terms, just understand what level we're talking about. She's got a lot of great starts for you. So Mel Robbins is perfect for you guys to start your freshman year in character building. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
I still watch it though, because she's an OG, triple OG, she has these little jewels. She's got the little 404 jewels in there. Sometimes she got the postgraduate jewels in there. She'll make a comment or say something, and you be like, oh, I see what you did there. Let me write that down, get that going. So I also like to consume the content because when I'm at work, it allows me to be productive in my career, but at the same time, sometimes I work a lot of long hours between my actual career, Simon's consultancy, because I do help my husband significantly in his business. And then we have a business together, which is great passive income for us. We're looking at 14, 16, 18, sometimes 20-hour days.
Oh, yeah, days get long.
So sometimes I don't get a chance to get back to my actual productivity. A lot of the productivity is for the businesses and stuff, but then I also have like personal productivity that I need to be working on for character building, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Hi, Michelle. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. I hope I said hello to Price Cobbs.
Oh, yeah.
And Nerd Up Inc. That's our family. So we are absolutely happy to always have
I want to
just
cut in right here and just say that it's important that you vet these people.
Mel Robbins, we vetted her for you.
It's so that and keep it tight. Maybe you got about 3-4 people that you're checking out, so they're not listening to too many people everywhere. Where it could be some contradictions.
But the OG, triple OGs, the ones who've been doing it, you're always in action. You don't need to be motivated. You don't need to be inspired. You just do. You can do that because I kind of do that.
Yep.
Right. I get what I need to get. I get in, I get out. But I have sat and I've consumed a significant amount of Mel Robbins content where I can share it with you guys. I think for those of you who want to start something, doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you get started, right? And Mel Robbins, and I'm going to say it, I don't care if y'all get mad at me, go ahead and send me an email. Got a lot of angry emails waiting for me as well. She is a great way to push you out of mediocrity if you want to get started. If you feel like I am living a weird life of mediocrity, I'm just doing enough. It's the same cycle over and over and over again. It's like Groundhog's Day for me, 24/7. Start looking at some of her content. Go on there. She's got hella hours. Her show is typically about an hour, hour and a half, like ours. Yeah. It is typically her by herself, but every now and then she'll be talking to somebody. She does do a lot of cussing. I don't think you guys mind that. But sometimes it throws me off, right? Because she's got like 2.4 million subscribers. I'm like, really, Mel? I like it, but wow. So she had this show and she was talking to a psychologist. Okay, and I want y'all to write this down when I say it. The psychologist was talking about time management in a sense, but he's really talking about time wasters, distractions, so on and so forth. And then he made a comment that blew my wig right off of my scalp. He says, the average person statistically spends on average 20 years of their life scrolling, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I can go on and on
Yeah.
and on all of the distracting social media sites that are not being used for productivity purposes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it one more time. The average person
Will spend.
will spend, not does spend, will spend
Mm-hmm.
in their lifetime up to 20 years scrolling social media platforms for non productive purposes. Wow. Okay. We talk to people all the time, and it really is a pet peeve of Simon's, I have to be honest. And when it's time for a collaborative effort to ensue, the response is always, oh, I'm busy. I'm real
Yeah.
busy. Oh, we were busy. Oh, I was busy. And we were busy. And I sit there and I say to myself, I've been up since 3:30 this morning. We're busy too.
Yeah.
Yet we find time to get the stuff done that
Yeah.
needs to get done. And we always have, because we do manage time very well, right? We always find the time for someone else.
That is true. That is very true. And we always find time, like she says, to carve out a piece of our day.
For
But
someone
if
else.
somebody says, hey, I can meet at this time, okay, we move it around and make things work so that we can meet at this time. We don't just say, hey, I'm busy. Can we figure out something else? That, if you are busy, you are busy. You can't, but we will go out of our way to make sure that we can do it in a timely manner, best that we can. We still do have 4 children. We got a house, we got some cattle, we got some goats, we got all kind of stuff out here. So we got a lot of stuff going on. I hope there's no pigs out
That's a joke, right? Because I don't like goats or pigs for
there.
biblical reasons.
What are they? Lamb? What are they?
They're
Sheep?
lambs, they're sheep.
Yeah.
Hey, I know I love the lambs for biblical
Are there
reasons.
pigs out there?
No, hell no, I don't want no pigs. Ugh, they're gross. I don't like them.
There's animals out
I'm
there.
just scared of chickens. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just scared of them. And ducks. I'm scared of ducks too because they chase. So for productivity point, I watched that show late. I've been sitting on this for productivity point time for our productivity point segment. And I said, let me do it because I do notice that I'll go on Messenger to talk to one of you guys. Many of you do talk to us on Messenger, right? And that's okay. I don't want you guys to stop with the questions. It is a nice, quick way to have access to us. Because let me tell y'all something. What I wouldn't give to have access to like a Mel Robbins or somebody. Now, I know we can email her, but she probably gets 700,000 emails a day. I know she gets hella emails.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to do our show in a way to fill in a desire that we have, right? Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, whether you like him, love him, you're indifferent about him.
That's
He's
a big
got
homie.
a lot of knowledge. I would
Yeah.
love to just be able to hop into his and be like, Tariq Nasheed, I seen this going on. What are your thoughts? Right? Or send him an email. Hey, cousin, what's up? I wanted to bring this to your attention. If someone else hasn't already brought it to your attention, little things like that. And we just don't have that type of wonderful access to the influencers that inspire us. So we want to provide that to you guys. When we do our show, one of the things that we would like to think sets our show aside from other shows is that we're not only talking to you, we're talking with you collaboratively.
Yeah.
Your chats are like everything to us, right? We want to hear what you're thinking. We want to hear the pushback. Cousin T. Willine ain't on here, but
yeah, you got and she put the link in the
yes,
chat.
Cousin T. Willine
So
wanted you guys to have access to us during the show so that your voices can be heard. So let's shout out to Cousin T.
If you want to pop in live, the link is right there. Anybody
and the drop down.
Anybody wants to pop in live and talk or just listen, or Do whatever you want to do. Just pop
If
in
you
live.
have questions, right,
Yeah.
we can take care of it right here, right now. And it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to be on the topic. I am going to ask you guys, though, when you do pop in, be mindful about the topic because we probably will ask you some questions about your thoughts and stuff on it. We do ask you for your cameras to be on. So go on and prepare for that. We're going to leave that open for the cousins to come anytime to join us during the show. I know my girls, like the beautiful Michelle, the beautiful Courtney. I know I'm missing a lot of other girls,
Yeah, they're not on tonight.
but I know y'all want to be, cam ready and everything like that. So I do understand that. But just understand that the invitation for cousins to join the show are open. We just ask that your camera is turned on. Okay. We will not allow any trolling. We want you to feel comfortable. We're not going to allow anybody to be obnoxious when you have questions. Doesn't matter what the questions are. We are here as a family in a collaborative effort to help each one get further in life and to maybe motivate, inspire, or just straight push your ass along to get where you need to go.
That's what the old saying was, each one teach one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're here to do. Teach us, we teach you everything. We move on, we learn together, and build up together.
So it's been 8 days since your girl, well, I'll talk to you on Messenger and then end up on Facebook and then start scrolling and be like, baby, did you know this? And baby, did you know that? Baby, did you hear this? Like Ghostface and Nas got a single. I'm talking about on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Instead of me like finishing talking and coming off, I end up on Facebook and I'm telling you all of these things that's happening on the timeline. Did you know such and such passed away? Did you know? And then that turns in from 1 hour to 2 hours, sometimes to 3 hours, right? There are a lot of people, and I didn't know this because this is not a practice that hubby and I have. The minute they wake up, the first thing they do is pick up their phone and start scrolling.
Yeah.
And then they get out the bed like an hour, hour and a half later when that's an hour, hour and a half of productivity. Now, I will tell you.
What did Mel Robbins say about getting out of bed?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your ass up. I can't do that. I can't do it. I won't scroll my phone, but baby will, around 3:15, he'll be like, Aaron. And I say, yes, I'm here, I'm up. He's all right, because he know I ain't gonna get up till 3:30. I need like 15 minutes. I pray, I think about what I'm gonna do. I'm supposed to pick my clothes out the night before, so I got some work to do too, y'all. Yeah. And I'll sit there and put the outfits together in my head, and then by 3:30, I'm up. So, but the objective was to be up by 3:30, right? So I'm on time. I get my productivity points too. So Simon now, he's not a Marine, but I say he got that Marine discipline. He probably gets it from his father, who was a Marine. Rest in peace to my handsome father-in-law. But he he gets on social media, like, well, some real shit for productivity. He gets on Twitter, what's going on in crypto world, what's going on with Bitcoins, anything happening in precious metals. President Bukele, he doing anything crazy, we want to know about it. Yeah. He found out about the president in Suriname. So he uses social media as a form of like news media outlet.
Yeah, and you have to, I use Twitter, so you got to kind of streamline it to what you want it to be. So it ain't a whole bunch of crazy stuff on there. Mostly people just talking about crypto.
The girl with the boobies.
They'll pop in.
I don't know what it is. And I'm like, I know that my thumbnail is of me. So Are you talking to me? Because I don't like that.
Yeah, and then I post some videos and stuff, repost some charts that people have, like Plan B or Raoul Powell. They have great charts. Coins Kid, he has great charts. Especially if you're into XRP, Coins Kid.
Yeah.
You got the XRP charts, man.
He's such a nerd, y'all.
So you got to check him out, man. Coins Kid. And understand, go Coins Kid on YouTube. But he is in the UK. He goes live, but
it's 6 hours ahead, baby.
Yeah, so
6 hours ahead of the East Coast.
Yeah, so his lives, because he goes live early in the morning. So it's off a little bit, but he's great. He's got great charts and everything, man. Coins Kid, check him out, and then definitely check out Plan B. Y'all know about Plan B.
Your discipline sickens me.
And so, you got these cats on here who give you Wolf of All Streets. He's great.
Oh, I love him because he be doing the hip hop references that we be trying to do. I be feeling like sometimes y'all ain't into hip hop like that. I need my hip hop heads to like raise their hand in the chat. But see, I'll get on Facebook and tell them like, yo, Nas and Ghostface got a single out and a video.
These cats is listening.
Ghostface came out with an album. So it's been 8 days, right? I'm not scratching yet, right? Cousin Shango, I ain't, scratching because I ain't been on
these cats
Facebook.
might be listening to Taylor Swift, so we might not be touching the right.
Y'all Swifties? I want to know.
So
I know there's somebody in here who's part of the Bay Hive because I swear it's like 1 out of every 2 people either belong to the Bay Hive or whatever Drake called his little cast of minions.
Cats walking around with Jason Kelsey jerseys. Travis Kelsey jerseys.
He's mad because when the boys at basketball, there's a young lady there and she had on a Kansas City t-shirt or jersey.
She had on a hoodie. It was a Patrick Mahomes hoodie.
He was highly offended because we Bengal fans, right? So shout out to Joe Burrow. Whether you're a friend of the show or not, I'm gonna say you're a friend of the show.
I get to him.
We're gonna get to. I want T. Higgins on the show. Me and him are friends on Facebook, even though I don't think that's him. But y'all see how?
But yeah, she had the Chiefs. It was so bad. I had to go gift her a Bengals
T-shirt. She didn't get it,
but she put it on. She put it right on.
She did. And I was worried she put it right on because y'all know my husband smelled good. So I was like,
I said, put it on right now.
Do I like this? I don't know that I like this. She's like 16, so I ain't worried about it. But I didn't like it because I know it smelled good because she was like,
I didn't peep that.
Gracias. Yeah. That's why I wear your clothes because they smell good. Mm-hmm. So let's not do that again.
No, I had
She's a minor, so I can't punch in the face.
I had to get her out of that Kansas City shirt, but
I had to get her out to Kansas. Well, pause, right?
Wow, I'm like, get out of that shirt.
So Nerd Up Inc. said, thank you, family. We do love having you, and you've been on for a while too, Nerd Inc. And my beautiful Michelle, she says she appreciates us both. Definitely a learning lab with a chill vibe. We love that. Yep. Because really, Michelle, we're just 2 nerds, cloaked in coolness, I would like to think. But we are really nerds. We're really nerds. It's terrible. There go my cousin.
Yeah.
I was talking about you, Cousin T, so you got to watch the replay. I shouted you out. Let Freedom Reign wants to know, how many hours of sleep do you get on average? He's trying to kill me. Well, Let Freedom Reign. Yes, he is. He has, since I met him, he's good 4 hours of sleep. He's good.
I'll take a cat nap here, cat nap there. I get
cat nap, like 10-minute cat nap. Power naps. They're called power naps, though, really.
Okay, so I'm going to get up at.
Well, you get me up at 3:15.
I'm going to get up anywhere between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm up. So it's quiet. That's quiet time. You can get a lot of stuff done. You can read. You can hear everybody sleep. It's quiet in the house. And then when she gets she said 3:30, so I wake up.
So yeah, around 3:15, he'll be like, Aaron.
And then we'll do a whole bunch of stuff. We'll meet up, we talk, and then around 6:15, she's really like heavily into work.
Yes, which is really what you mean 4:15.
No, 6. I'm talking about once the sun starts.
Oh, East Coast, yeah.
And you start getting to it.
But wait, you didn't tell them at like around 4, once I'm dressed and hair done, we're having a business meeting.
Yeah. I said once
4 o'clock in the morning.
But then by 6:15, it's a quiet lull before we gotta wake the kids up, and she's working away, and I'll doze off for 45 minutes to an hour, like boom. So I get another hour, and I wake back up. And we got to do whatever we got to do, get the kids together, go to the market. Right,
kids. And we have to go to the market every day. I think we mentioned that to you guys before, just the way the food's so natural here.
It's so fresh.
There's no hormones or anything like that. So chicken isn't refrigerated and yada, yada, yada.
And we got to play a little game with the market. One day chicken's 55 pesos an ounce. The other day it's 28 pesos an ounce.
I don't know what that is.
So we playing a little game out here, trying to see when we get the best deal. We still got to do that. And I don't really like to eat meat if I don't have to, but they like to eat meat. So
Mama be cooking. I be cooking.
Yeah, so I'd rather just have like a leafy green salad or something like that. Today,
Thanksgiving size meals every day.
Today I'm on, my little.
I made curry today for my West Indians.
Yeah, so for my health people out there, I'm on my little, what is it? A 3-day watermelon
fast? Yep, I bought him his watermelon. Yeah. Sean wanted to do pineapple. I don't think he's feeling good either. And y'all know this is bothering me and my voice sounds scratchy. I can feel it.
Yeah, watermelon and tequila fast. So you guys, for my people out here, you trying to get serious about it? Let's do it.
Don't
Let's do it.
do not follow this advice. Okay, follow us for more advice, but not that advice.
And water. I gotta put water in there.
But y'all ain't trying to
She
kill
said
me.
that's a Daniel fast from the Bible.
Not the tequila part, because Daniel didn't partake in the wine.
I'm gonna have to go double check that.
You
Okay.
double check it.
I'm
I know what I'm
up.
talking about. Like, you know the stock market, I know that Bible.
All right. Somebody partaking.
But it was King's disease.
Everywhere.
It was King's disease.
People had gout.
So he won't participate in the wine. He won't participate in the meat. Anything that was on the king's table, he wouldn't do.
Nah, because they got gout. That's King's disease.
No, for a different reason. Spiritual reason, right? Okay. To him, it was greed and lust.
Well, I'm just doing it to keep my waistline looking good in my late. Well, I ain't good with my age.
He old, y'all.
Yeah, but
he old.
Yeah,
but I love him. Y'all know I love me some him.
Well,
y'all can tell. Oh, Cousin T's eating watermelon right now, but he don't drink anymore. I like that.
Salute to that.
I like that.
Salute to that. To those who have that discipline.
And
to do that.
Cousin T will line get about that 5 hours too.
Yeah. Don't kill yourself with it.
I'm a woman. I need my beauty rest, y'all. I need my beauty sleep. I need like 8 hours of sleep. We're on day 13 or something.
Yeah, because
at 3:30. We used to get up at 5.
You still have to listen to your body sometimes and get the sleep that you need. We have it in our 12-week year that we got to get up early. So it's a productivity issue. We get up early. We're working across time zones. So even when you get up at 3:30, it's 5:30 over here in the East Coast, and she still has to deal with people like in the UK and Sweden.
I'm being so many time zones.
So cats in Sweden is 8. So they got meetings.
But you got to catch them before they leave.
Yeah, you got a meeting
at billing issue.
You got a meeting at 6 a.m, which is 4 a.m. here, but it's like 2 p.m. in Sweden. So we have to be able to work across time zones.
It's a mess.
And then you get your time zones going backwards. Got to work with them, right?
And then he's got his consultancy. Also has a few people in London, because y'all know if y'all think it's bad in the U.S., it's really bad there. So they're trying to get their portfolios together and stuff like that. So he takes those calls and stuff that early. But it used to be 5. And then hubby was like, we need more productivity.
And it's been because when I was in the market, you had to be up at night for the Nikkei in Japan. You had to be ready for the market in Germany, and you had to just be up all night to see how it was going to push the market in United States, New York Stock Exchange, and stuff like that. And you could see sell-off sometime in China and Japan, which affected the market in the morning when they, ring the bell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time, so it was one of those things where you kind of stayed up all night, even with Bitcoin. I would stay up at night at Bitcoin because
that runs 24/7.
Yeah, because the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, would close a business 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and you're still trading Bitcoin over the weekend, and you could see it kind of trend. Thinly traded markets with a light price movement would frustrate me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, over the years, I stopped watching that stuff and stopped letting it frustrate me and smoothing out and let my low time preference just do what it do. And now I don't sit up on the weekends and watch Bitcoin charts all night. But I did. It was a long time I did. And this was a learning curve, the learning process, to get real, I guess, skill. I mean, you can't call it all the time.
But you need the experience.
Yeah, but it's an experience, and it was an experience over the years.
Cousin Shangle said, and he loved him some you, because I said I love you some.
Okay.
He does.
There we go.
That's why he wants to torture me by making me get up 3:30 in the morning so I can be up with him till 11 o'clock at night, y'all.
That's what she wrote. That's what she wrote down in her productivity book. So
I may have been coerced to write it in my productivity book. Cousin T said, I wish I could sleep more. My brain just won't let me sleep more than 5 hours. Cousin T, my brain will let me sleep all them 8 hours. My husband won't. But it's good, right? Productivity is great. It probably took like a day to get used to. Some days I do wake up a little bit tired, but
And that's
I hydrate all day long. The water keeps you, it gives you energy, keeps you going.
and family and people in the room, let's be honest about this. Okay, this productivity stuff. Fine. On the weekend, her days off, I could let her sleep in, right?
You could.
I could. But then here's what happens.
Wait, don't you say that it's family show?
Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Oh.
Here's what happens. I get up early. I go handle all the business of the day
Oh, okay,
as far as what the family needs, what the family food wants, and this, and that, third. And what happens is she wakes up, and then all the things that I didn't get that she needed, we still got to go back and do this thing again. And I'm saying, like, get up so we can get this done right now. Because I come back and I bring everything I think needs to be brought back, but nope. Not so fast, my friend. And then we're back out at the market. We're back out here in traffic, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
I keep telling y'all I'm a delight. That's why he loves me, right?
So
but I
that's
do.
why-
I have to get them flies with that honey, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, you didn't tell me at least the night before. Tell me, and I'll go get it. I get everything she needs, and she said, "Oh, but I still wanted this, and I was gonna get some new deodorant, and I wanted to get some socks at El Centro." I'm like, what are you talking about?
But you know what it is? Remember I told y'all
Socks.
he'll wake me up at like 3:15. So on the weekends, we get to sleep in, right? We
She
get up,
does.
We
I'm
get
just-
up
I'm
at
just up in
8,
the middle of the night.
right? We get up at 8. So at like
She, don't say
7:40, at 7:40, I sit there and I told y'all I pray, I think about what I'm gonna wear, I meditate and stuff. So that's when all of those things come to me. But he gone. He's gone. He didn't wake me up for nothing. He's gone. So when he comes back, I have to like throw my arms around him, tell him how much I love him, and be like, what did I forget?
No, look, she looks at everything I brought back, and it's like, well,
everything.
we needed some pepper. I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh.
I was in the pepper aisle. You should have just told me. We need some.
See, we're not perfect.
I need some.
I drive him
juice.
crazy, y'all.
I need some lime juice.
I drive him nuts. Not lime juice, just the limes.
The limes, whatever. And I'm like, oh man. Well, so then we got to just go back and do it again. And I'm like, can we just do it once?
No.
And so that's why I say I be trying to get you up. Like, let's go. Because if I wait, then there's nothing. And it's like, why you ain't? I said, oh my goodness.
Okay. We just got a new subscriber, Simon, named Gino Paul 6. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, to YouTube.
There we
Awesome.
go.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cousin T Will Line Man for Hire is laughing because he knows it's probably true. The story that you told.
Hey, it's true. Man.
Cousin Jake with our baby Bitcoin. I hope she's doing well. Y'all ready for this 100K Bitcoin? I know y'all seen the silver price. Yep, that was at the beginning of the show, Cousin Jake. So when you catch the replay, he is going to give you the charts and everything.
Yeah, I went over like, low key chart analysis just to show you, how silver, gold, and Bitcoin are performing. And it's in our favor, y'all. It's in our favor. So I just smile. I should go upstairs and get them bars like Ricardo do and clink them together and we clap.
No, don't do that. That's obnoxious. No, that's obnoxious.
But yeah, we got it, guys. We got it, guys and women. We got to do a show about one goal because it's a great resource to build up your silver, your precious metals.
Is there a way to bring it up without showing everything on the dash?
Of course, just log out.
No, I meant like, could you show them the dash without showing all of our financial information?
Oh, so people don't come run down on me in Mexico.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to see that. Okay. I don't want nobody seeing no.
No, you just log out and it'll give you like a fake dashboard. You could do
like a demo.
Yeah, demo and stuff like that.
Yeah, I certainly don't want that published on the internet.
No, but it's just it's a great place that you can get your precious metals stored in a depository for a very low price. You're charged once a quarter.
But we use it as a high yield, I would call it checking account, but really savings account, right? Because we have a significant physical holding. So this is methodically, right, I'm gonna start calling you the genius. Methodically, right, by Simon to say, well, he doesn't like money in our Chase and Wells Fargo accounts. He doesn't like it. He only wants if he does, he's like a bookkeeper for real, right? We have this notebook and he literally keeps track of all of the expenses.
I write down everything that everybody buys, and I write it in a book so I can analyze it and say.
No, we want to show you the dashboard, Shango, so that you can see how easy it is to use. How easy. We just want to take you through like a little demo to show you how to use it, because it does look to me at first when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, this looks like it would push people away. It's a little bit more. It's not as simple as Cash App, right? Cash App, hella simple." And people are used to that type of simplicity. This is just a little bit more complex, not complicated, but we just want to show you guys a dashboard because we do want to encourage you guys to not keep your money on it. Just like you wouldn't keep your stuff on the exchange, don't keep your fiat in a checking account to get eaten away at. So he only keeps, like if he knows the household expenses are, X number of dollars, that's what he has in there. Anything extra, bonuses, any other payments, invoices, stuff like that, that he gets payment on that are not part of the income belonging to expenses, he has in Bitcoin and precious metals, and he uses that account, the One Gold, as like a high yield savings account.
Yeah, it's very useful. You have great customer service. If you needed money, it's usually 1 to 3 business days. So, but it's usually the next day, provided you sold earlier than 10 o'clock in the morning, is my experience. 10 in the morning, East Coast time. And yes, and you have a nice dashboard. It tells you, hey, you're up 30% on your gold. So you're like, if you want some money, you can sell off your gold and you have a nice profit. It's not your stuff that you might have hold in your home, right? Or in another depository that you pay for. It's their own depository. And you pay, like I said, you pay quarterly, but it's not much. And it's a great way to keep savings, like she said. And they have a card if you wanted to use the One Gold Visa card. They have that for people in the United States. I don't think it works here. So I can use it online. But I don't shop online. I don't shop online.
It's well within the budget, y'all.
So you know how that goes.
Cousin Mo, hey Cousin Mo, thank you for joining. Cousin T wants to know, doesn't that cause a lot of taxable events, steadily moving money in and out of bank accounts?
You damn right it does. So that's when you got to be on your back end sharpness. So
I'm the bookkeeper for that now.
Now, she's on that end, so she handles all that.
Bookkeeping.
So yes, it does. You are exactly right. So you have to be very careful as you move it around, and depending on, I know how people have their things, if they're W-2 employees or 1099, you own your own LLC.
Yeah.
So however you file your taxes will affect the way that exactly what you're saying, moving money around. I'm talking about small amounts of money, like $250. You say, okay, boom, I'll take some practice. There, it adds up small, but some big dollars might.
But he does do it within, so it's not the 9,000.
Yeah,
999.
And you and we understand that Bitcoin also is taxed as property. So when you sell your Bitcoin for profit or loss, for my paper hand people, it is taxed as property now, and not capital gains.
Understand too, y'all, that yes, hubby takes profits, but we are low time preference, right? So it's not constant taking out where you have a whole bunch of taxable events because you keep taking profits. You take profits 7 times a month. That's not what we do. So typically when we take it out the checking account, for the most part, it sits there and it gains.
So like, for example, with the silver, this isn't financial advice, but silver has a hard ceiling of resistance at 30. And if you have a nice amount of profits of silver, you might want to just skim some off the top in case it doesn't break 30 and gets rejected again like it did last month. So if it breaks 30, well, then you might have lost out on some money, but you still kept your profits. If it gets smashed down back to 25, 24, your profits went away. So take some profits when you understand there's a hard ceiling sometimes, right? There's going to be a hard ceiling. Bitcoin all-time high is going to be a hard ceiling. I don't know the exact number, 73, something like that.
73,000.
that's going to be a hard ceiling to break. You break that, because you broke that, there is no top on the chart. The next hard ceiling, I believe, will be 100,000. That is what Plan B also leaves in too. So, just have a plan and understand, like, okay, this is the outlook, this is the forecast, and this is what the smartest people in the game are saying. So let me keep my eye on what they are trying to tell us. And when you want to take some profits, slide off some profits. Don't mean you got to spend it on those silly stuff. You could just keep it cash on the sidelines just to see, do I need to reinvest? Do I need to put it over here to protect it? Do I just keep it and do something, for the family or for whatever we need to do?
Mm-hmm.
These are the ways you have to think about your investment plan based on, you and your family's needs.
We are not financial advisors.
Nope.
We do not give financial advice.
No.
We just tell y'all what we do, and it works for us. If you know, you know. I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you made it today. How can you borrow against your metals if using as an emergency fund or savings fund?
Ah, that's crazy. Now, I called, just not because I wanted to do it, I called Wells Fargo. And they said, okay, we don't do that. I said, all right. I asked her, can I borrow against my metals? She was like, oh, she had to get off the phone and go check with somebody.
She didn't know.
And she said, no, we don't do that at this time. I said,
So,
okay.
Wells Fargo doesn't do that, y'all.
So I never checked with Chase.
But I believe Chase used to do that. I know.
With Chase eating up all the silver, they might do it.
I believe so, because I think Kiana did that.
Oh, she borrowed against her
Chase,
silver?
with Chase, yep. She used it as collateral. Now, for what? I ain't want to ask her a whole bunch of questions. Ain't none of my business.
Yeah. So
I believe she did
that's
that.
Something you might
so
have
you might want to
at.
call Chase and ask them, because like I said, we don't touch our physical. Oh, but you could just sell it back to Atmax. But he wants to borrow against it. He doesn't want to sell.
He wants to keep it. He wants to keep it.
I would definitely, because we don't now.
So you're saying borrow against it, keep your metal. Well, you're gonna have to
like a collateral.
You're gonna have to relinquish it to them, and they'll give you fiat currency.
You pay it back.
And you pay it back, and you get. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but
the workaround would be one gold depository, though.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But you're selling it still. You're not borrowing against it. You're still selling it.
You're selling it because you'll have to buy it back at a higher rate.
Right, yeah.
Because it's going to go up.
We don't have any experience with that. If you know, you may want to contact Chase to ask them. And we would be curious to hear. Yeah. I know that a friend of mine did that, but that was years ago. Shit, that might have been the pandemic time, because stuff was falling apart.
You could try some of these. You could try some of these international banks, but you gotta be careful dealing with them. See, now we dealt with the offshore bank that's housed in the Isle of Man.
The Isle of Man, the British Isle of Man.
So they're solid.
But they had a totally different. So, for instance, I used to work for a wealth management firm with financial advisors. The irony, right? And the way our pay was set up is we had this great card, the British Isle of Man. And he loved it, right? Because he loved fooling around with it. Pause. But I got paid in dollars. And he can go on the dashboard. And at the time, when currency was a lot higher and doing a lot better, he could purchase any currency, any hard currency. They only had hard currencies.
Hard currencies.
So he used to like to get the real. What else? I remember the real specifically. Did you ever get like euros and stuff like that?
I didn't like the euro, so I would get rands, which is going to be
South Africa.
South Africa. Real's going to be.
But Brazil. It allowed him to do that right there in our checking account. It was crazy.
You're going to get yuans and stuff like that.
He had fun with that. As soon as that check came in, I ain't even bother with it.
And I'm not
he was going to be in there like.
And I ain't a Forex trader for real, but I knew how to catch a little arbitrage off of it. And you can see things, but you got to get the microeconomics into it.
And it was a great part of our portfolio, right? It was an easy way to get the foreign currency exposure, the Forex trading exposure, in addition to being in Mexico. This was in Mexico City, you guys. So
good old days.
I thought that they were talking about adding that feature, but I had left the wealth management firm. I was trying to break out of healthcare into something where I knew at some point I could be home with my children. Y'all know nation building is at the forefront of my heart and my soul. And surely God provided. Shortly after that, I ended up in tech at a nice startup out of Miami, which allowed me to move on to the parent corporation who I work for now, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Great, great, great career. Although I do think tech may be in trouble in the next probably 10 years as the dollar begins to fall apart. So I'm sorry we don't know the answer to that. If you know, you know. But if you do the research, I will definitely ask you to come back on here, hop in,
Yeah.
and tell us all about what the options are and stuff for that. Because as we have it right now, it's just actually selling the asset, not utilizing it as collateral.
Right.
So I apologize. Cousin Mo said he wants us to look into XDC. Noted.
Okay.
Cousin Jake says 78,000 is the inflation all-time high. 78,000 from 2021. So that point would be a hard ceiling also. For what? For Bitcoin? I remember Bitcoin hitting
It
78,000.
spiked on me and I missed it.
Oh, we wouldn't have missed that. I have to
Sometimes
look though. We'll
spike.
check it out.
Some prices will spike.
Cousin T said, do y'all check out James from Invest Answers? I am not familiar with James with Invest Answers, but I'm going to look into him now. His chart and market analysis game is top notch. Cousin T. Willine says, if you borrow against it, it's not a taxable event. No, but I'm just saying we don't have any experience in borrowing against our precious
So your
metal.
taxable events, I understand what you're saying.
Because you sold it.
If you borrow against it, it is not a taxable event. But what I do know is they will not give you fair market value for whatever it is
that you're borrowing
that you're
as
using
collateral.
as collateral. So banks saying
Keep that in mind.
They're here to win. So if you got $20,000 worth of precious metals, they may not give you $20,000. They may give you 12 or something.
Yeah, they're gonna lowball the hell out of you and hope you don't pay it.
Yeah, and then so they can keep it.
Cousin Jake said he clarified Bitcoin didn't hit 78,000, but inflation adjusted the all-time high would be 78. So I get what he's saying.
Inflation adjusted. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
I get that.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I get what he's saying now.
It won't be on the chart though. You won't. I mean, you can have a inflation adjusted chart, but just on a straight up chart that you might get from TradingView or something like that, there will be no adjusting for inflation. It will just be the prices, and that's it. But I understand what you're saying because that dollar is getting beat down. We're in Mexico and we see it every day. We're like, oh man, it's down again. It's down again. I had one other article.
Oh, you did, baby?
Yeah, I had one other article I wanted to go over because I forgot about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just we got something to talk about. We here on a Wednesday night. What else y'all got to do? Y'all gonna watch the NBA playoffs? What y'all gonna do tonight? This Wednesday. I have kids about to come down here and watch the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why we got the hard stop because they need the laptop.
Yeah,
in order to get the game.
Let me see if I can find this article.
Who knew having 4 boys would literally eat you out of house and home? I remember, I don't know if any of you guys watch SpongeBob with your kids, but there was this episode, I can't remember the name of those little worms.
Oh,
the nematodes.
Oh my goodness.
If y'all look up SpongeBob episode nematodes, they had these little worm things and they would eat everything, and they came into town and they ate everything in the Krusty Krab. Then they ate the Krusty Krab. Oh, they just ate everything in town. And I remember watching that with Sean years ago. He's 23 now. But y'all, when my kids come into that kitchen and eat that food, I think about that episode with the nematodes. I'm like, y'all ready to eat the freaking banquet dish that I cooked it in. Baby be licking this little plate like I don't feed him.
Yeah, he's out.
I don't know what made me think about that, but I think I'm hungry and my throat hurts. So I have to go. I have to get some honey or something.
Oh,
I don't want to be sick tomorrow.
You should have got that real honey from the lady.
Oh, she had bee parts in it.
Yeah, it got bee legs in it.
Ooh,
That's when you know you got real honey.
The bee butt, some stingers were in there. I was like, I already throw up. I'm sure it's good for you, but when I saw all the little bee parts, and then she was trying to give us some of the comb to eat, but it also had bee parts stuck in it.
The honeycomb's good. It's good for you.
But I don't want to eat part of the bees. The little furry body and stuff.
Yeah, you guys
so gross out.
It's good for your vitality.
I know, but I would have to eat it like blindfolded or something. Because if
Okay.
I see the B parts, I'm gonna vomit. Bubba, let
Well,
me just do the real quick updates.
no, do your rant. I lost it.
I'm not gonna do the rant. I'm gonna say
Please
the
do, because we need it for the
rant.
fans.
We got 27 emails from the show Monday night. Cousin T Will line, cousin you. No, I'm just joking.
So,
Um,
we had to talk about.
Some of them were happy, but a lot of them were mad.
So we got to talk about. Because this isn't. I mean, we have a world that we build for ourselves that goes over many different things. It's just not about investing, but you have other things. And relationships is a big, big part of anything you do, especially in investing. You're coming across new information. You're trying to transfer this information to maybe a partner or people in your family who you have relationships with. And this becomes, it wears you down for people who've been in the game for a while. Keep trying to do it. You get to the point where you stop doing it. And he's just like, hey, man, sink or swim.
Cousin T.
Sink or swim. But I don't know why, but you keep telling people, you try to put them on the little stuff. Like, hey, you can just dollar cost average here, $25 a paycheck. And you'll look down and you'll look up and you'll have a nice little stack.
Yes.
And you even just missed $25. You missed a little bit of this and that, but you keep trying to tell them. But go ahead and go on your rant because I don't know.
Cousin T, they don't want me to love him. That's all.
Oh, I didn't even bring that.
They don't want me to love him, and y'all know how much I love me some him. So the main theme of, like, out of the 27 emails, I think I counted, there were 8 emails who were like, this is beautiful. We are inspired. I am looking for a man who, I can trust the way you blindly trust him. I didn't like that word because I don't blindly trust him. The man does have a 23-year track record, right? It's a resume, right? A relationship resume, but a resume nonetheless. But one of the things that I noticed, in addition to them not wanting me to love him, was this. And Cousin T, you said the same thing, right? And I think they were picking up on that. You called me a unicorn. And a lot of those emails were basically saying, like, you're an outlier, you're unique, you're not like regular women, and we shouldn't have to, like, even your husband, right? He's different. So you can do that because he's special, and so on and so forth. And yeah, he is special. He's special to me. So one of the statements that I do want to make, if some of you out here sent me an email and you're watching, I do want to make this statement. I noticed, and I sat and I meditated on it early in the wee hours of the morning, that many of you use that excuse of me being an outlier and this, that, and the third in order to not have to aspire to higher standards, right? So I want to make something very clear. He's everything to me. Obviously, y'all know that. Okay. So what that means to me is I am willing to do anything and everything to be the very best version of myself for him. I'm not perfect. Right? But I think what everybody sees is the amount of effort that I put into my husband because of the love that I have for him, because of the adoration I have for him. If there's a way about me that could be better, I work my ass off to adjust it or fix it or better it. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay, I'm with you.
Right? I try to be the very best version for you because you deserve the very best of me, but also because you give me the very best of you.
Yeah. Very best.
Neither one of us being perfect, right? We never want y'all to think this was a perfect relationship.
That's what I got.
We had a normal marriage, a regular marriage like anyone, right? We had our ups, we had our downs. We were separated in 2015, right? We were thinking about calling it quits. And then, hubby was like, let's give this one try, but let's give it a try for real. And we've been working our asses off since. So there's nothing perfect about our marriage, right? Put your arms down. And one of the ways that I think he was able to take it to that next level is putting us inside of a bubble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You have to go out here and save the marriage, man. because I mean it's out here, guys. We know it. No matter what, 85% of divorces are filed by women. So you have to go back and try to fix the marriage best that you can, because the woman's gonna file for divorce and she's gonna take half of what you got, and that's just the game. That's just the game. That's how it is out here. So I mean, the blown up families and all that. Keep your family together. Get back together. Make sure everything is solid, man. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
So we never want you guys to look at our show and be like, y'all are perfect. No, we're not. But what we are is consistent. What we are is disciplined. What we are is determined. And that is what you guys see, right? So the love between us is real. And I know many of you guys can feel it. You can tell, right? Because when shit ain't real, you can see that. It be all, you know, it's written all over the wall. It's written on the wall. You can see it. You can see it in details, body language, all of the different things. But when I hear the women be like, oh, well, you do this and you doing the most and you doing too much, you give him too much control and all of these other themes, it's like, hey, don't use that as an excuse to not aspire to higher standards, because I do aspire to very high standards for him because of the way I feel about him. He deserves the best. So every single day I have a new opportunity to give him God's very best in me, right? And vice versa. So I did want to kind of put that out there without having to answer all 27 emails.
Yeah, that's all good, man. That's a great mindset to have. Takes people a while to get there. Takes people a while to get there.
Right. But even the way we live, we were once a couple in Volusia County, Florida, sitting in our house, watching YouTubers walk the market in a place called Ajijic, Lake Chapala, Mexico, going, man, we wish we could like go there and bring our family there and do this and do. We once aspired to live like, now granted, back then, they were single people. It would be like a man and his girlfriend. It wasn't even like husband and wife. It was like a man and his girlfriend. So y'all know that could blow up any day now, right? No children. So you're not even getting the full understanding on what the experience can be like. And then what do we have to do? We have to aspire to a higher standard. We're about to do this. We're about to break this whole entire house down, get rid of all of our belongings, move our, at the time, very small children, right? Tino was 6 months when we moved to Mexico. He was a 6-month-old. I had to wean him before I left to the wealth management firm, because we were in Guadalajara and the wealth management firm was in Mexico City. And I ended up getting the job after we solidified everything in Ajijic, right? So we're talking about the work that goes into it.
Yeah, because I was there by myself with 4 children.
For 6 weeks before I could even come back.
Yeah, so I had
to Guadalajara.
He was 6 months
because of the training that I needed.
And she was able to get our oldest son a
Y'all,
paid internship.
I bulldogged it, and I got my son a job there. I'm about to bulldog and get him a job at this job.
And when she left, so I was just left with 3 by myself. But he still was only.
But Sean was a help, is the thing, right? So I ended up leaving, and I ended up taking the help.
That help I needed.
Which was good because it was able to give Sean some. Well, we don't have to go through that whole journey. That's a whole show in itself.
What's it called? A snuggly. I was walking around town
with the snuggly,
trying to shop with him and going to the market. It was crazy, man. It was the good old days, man. I go to the market, but with, people want to touch his hair. He didn't like that. That's how he is. You shouldn't be touching little baby's hair. Don't touch nobody's hair. And so I walked through the market. Everybody, oh, he's so cute. This, that. Does he speak Spanish? He don't speak any language. I don't know. I try to ask. And so, those was the days, man. And he was heavy. He was heavy, and I had a big rucksack for my military people.
He used to walk to Walmart because we didn't have a car in Ajijic.
That I put all our groceries in.
So. Well, let me make something else clear. Y'all getting to see all of the work we've been doing. When we got to Ajijic, it was on, I wouldn't call it a shoestring, but it was Cousin T about to hop in the room, y'all.
Yeah, it was a budget, it was a split budget, because she was one place, I was another place. We had kids, she had stuff she needed to do. So we kept
2 Airbnbs.
Yeah, we kept it real. We kept it real tight. But,
and the budget was tight.
It kept me in shape, man, walking around with this little bowling ball on my stomach. and and all this
And
food in my back.
the only save is that I'm from New York and I knew Manhattan. I knew how to take the trains and stuff. I said once I leave New York, I will never take a subway ever again. So I did not do that in Mexico City. But the city was kind of set up like Manhattan. So I had a learning curve gap covered that most people don't. Right? If you from Oklahoma, Mexico City gonna feel crazy to you. But I had that learning gap where I understood the bus routes. We learned Spanish the hard way. When we got here, I had some bodega Spanish from Harlem.
She learned it the hard way.
I learned it the hard way.
And I salute her for learning it the hard way. Some of us learn it the scholarly way.
He's terrible at Spanish. So Don't listen to him.
I salute
Cousin
the
T,
scholars.
he lying to you.
He
lying to your face, Cousin T. He don't speak Spanish.
Go check the old Clue tapes.
I want to welcome Cousin T, and the link is always and forever going to be in the drop down. Did you try that or you didn't have it? I just want to make sure.
I tried it from the drop down, but it wasn't no good. Work. It kept me in the back. It wouldn't. It would just circle.
Let you forward. All right, so I have to. The only thing is that our Twitter users can't access the link. It only goes to Facebook. So I don't know a good way to open it up like that.
You could pin it to the top of the chat.
But that's what I'm saying. It'll only go to YouTube. It won't cross the other bridges. So it won't cross the Twitter bridge. It won't cross the Facebook bridge. Only the YouTube bridge that I have set up. So they will, if you want to cam up, you guys will have to log on YouTube to do it.
Yeah. So what's up, cousin? What's on your mind?
What's happening? Hey, for all the people watching, hey man, cam up, man. Come on, talk to us. It is what it is. You walk outside, don't you,
man?
You don't stay in the house all the time. Come over and talk with your people, man.
That's true. Come talk to the cousins. We want to hear from you. Yeah. I want some of my female cousins. I be lonely in the space. My female
I just had to get in on that woman thing. You said you're getting a whole bunch of hate from these women.
Wait.
And that's why I was trying to tell you we need to get off the women and get to the money.
We back on the money, but we needed to address some things.
Yeah. Did you catch us earlier when we talking about what's going on with silver and gold?
No, he missed that.
No, I got her late. I was in there working.
He was working.
Yeah, so we went in a little bit on silver and gold. Gold going over $2,400. Silver right there tapping $30, which is a huge resistance, but it's good to see it tapping right there. And I showed some charts, man. It wasn't nothing but basically telling you, keep your eye on gold and silver. If you just
it'd be like in the 7-minute timestamp of the show.
Yeah, pop in your phone and just say what's the price of gold, what's the price of silver. If you got some,
yes, we're gonna have a lot of Peter Schiff talk coming up here soon.
He's just gonna be a lot of Peter Schiff talk coming up here soon.
Oh, Peter Schiff. Oh, we love Peter Schiff. No, I ain't gonna say. Oh,
don't say it.
But yeah, we love Peter Schiff, don't we? Do we love Peter Schiff?
I think everybody has a utility. I know his son is heavy into Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, all kind of crypto.
But he's old, right? He old school.
But he made his money off of.
And he made his money.
He made his money. So him, Ray Dalio, them guys, they made their money. What's the other dude? Frank Justra. They made their money off of precious metals. So they got it.
So
I think he got a little bit of Bitcoin somewhere. He just been standing on it so long he can't get off of it right now.
Yeah, just throw a little something at it and act like what you said. Oh, something happened.
Hemopatosis says Simon Family Investments is the best show on the internet. Oh, thank you. Forget Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Simon Family Investments rule Web Infinity. That's the big, huge compliment.
Oh, well, thank you.
I be feeling like we goofy, y'all. Then she said it's working. Just excited that she was able to get on the front end before the show and love the upgrade. So I've been learning as his tech assistant. I need to know what I'm doing so he don't look bad. If said just doing a quick search, it looks like there are several ways more common outside of the U.S. to utilize your precious metals as collateral. You can store metals in a depository. They'll loan you fiat based on the value. So there are gold bank loans in Singapore that allow you to borrow up to 80% of your metals.
Okay.
But like he said, you got to be worried of the international bank.
So you're talking about an LTV of 80%?
Loan to value.
I wouldn't go that high. You might get liquidated. I would never borrow more than like 35% or whatever I got just to make sure
I agree with you. Cousin T.
That's tough. You got to understand some of these other places. Their currencies, they're not stable. You know, Michael Saylor tried to pull one where he put $1 million in the Argentine bank.
Oh God.
Which is the bank in Argentina.
He can laugh about it now.
And they froze it up and redistributed the amount the peso was. And when he got finished, he only had $100,000. So, I mean, he lost 90% of value.
Have mercy, Lord.
And so,
have mercy.
And that's what I was looking for to tell you guys. For you people who, I don't know, like
if you know, say he agrees.
If you go to Argentina, because a lot of people talk about going to Argentina, Buenos Aires, but recently Argentina has been experiencing some inflation.
Heavy inflation.
And so what they had to do is put a $10,000 banknote into circulation.
That was last week.
A $10,000 peso banknote, because stuff costs so much, you just need a higher value. So when given a $10,000 banknote is $10 US, right? So if something costs $110, you out here, you got to go, bam.
You got bricks in your hand.
Yeah, so they said people was carrying around suitcases and garbage bags full of money just to go to the market and stuff, because the bank, the highest they had before was
put some data on your phone.
It was $1,000. So now if something costs $100,000, you got to come up with all these notes, and you can't keep them in your pocket and stuff like that. And I experienced that in Colombia, and I understand that those pesos.
Did you ever tell the garbage bag story? Because you didn't understand. Because he didn't understand what the lady was asking him in Spanish. She asked him if he wanted big bills or small bills. And I don't know how he messed up.
No, it was a default.
Oh, she said, "Would you like big bills?" No. So
yeah, it's a default. Like when somebody, because everything else, I had everything else taken care of, so I don't want anything else. So my default answer is no. I don't want nothing else from you. Just let's go. Let's get out of here.
Had the money phone.
He didn't have his wife with him. Security had to escort him out the place with a garbage bag full of money. He took a picture of it and sent it to me.
And it wasn't really that much money. There's a lot of money in Colombia, but it wasn't that much money.
And I was just like, this is why I can't let you go nowhere by yourself. Here's another reason why I can't let him go nowhere.
It's like it was $1,500, but you got to do like 1,500 times 3,800, and this is what they gave me. I think it came up. What was the number? Because I just moved to zeros. It was a lot, and lady put stuff on the desk. And this is it looked like a cash checking joint, because everybody else was in line paying their phone bill, doing all that dumb shit. But I'm trying to get some money over here in this part, and then everybody looking at me like, why this dude got so much money on the table?
Yeah, security out there.
And then I asked her, like, can I have a bag? And she went and got me a clear plastic bag from the back. And I was just like,
but he sent me a picture on Facebook when we had Apple. I still have the MacBook, but our phones are Android because it's ridiculous the price. But he said, this is what happens when you don't come with me. He sent me the picture of the garbage bag full of money. I said, what are you supposed to do with all that? He's like, I don't know. And are you coming to Colombia or not? It's like, I can't come.
And to be honest with you, I was down in downtown Medellin for my people, so it wasn't the safest place.
I wish I could have went, because I want to see Pablo Escobar's house, but we get way off the subject.
I seen Pablo Escobar's mansion, and the top is a brothel.
I didn't
back
get to
then,
see it.
It's a brothel back then, so but his mansion was cold, and if you wanted to go to that brothel,
didn't he have a soccer thing on top of the brothel though? They used to play soccer on top of the
small.
brothel.
It wasn't.
Stadium size, but they still used to.
Yeah, he played soccer.
But cousin T, tell you a funny story, right? This is why the cousins should hop on here. Colonel, you should hop on here. We FaceTime you all the time. Can't take him nowhere, right? They were playing pickup basketball. This was like 2 years ago. And somebody, big black guy, they're like, "Oh, we want you to play. We want you to play." I said, "Baby, please don't." Because Simon played bully ball. You hear me, cousin T play bully ball. He don't know how to.
We call it bucket.
Right? He don't know. No, let me tell the story. He don't know how to behave.
My age and my knees hurt, so I don't got my Kyrie burst anymore. So I got to use my.
Long story short, he's playing basketball with a family and dislocates the dad's shoulder. But he took the charge or something like that.
No, so let me tell you, this is I got to tell this. So he wanted to play against us. He challenged us. It was me and my two sons versus him his son and his daughter. And so I'm like, his teenage daughter. I'm like, all right, let's go. And so I'm going half speed, but he playing super hard. Come on now. So now I had to step it up a little bit. His daughter looked like she probably played in high school because she had some moves and stuff. So she was pretty good. His son was But what happened was, so I come down the lane, I'm coming like a train. Come on, T. Will. And his daughter went to take a charge, and I couldn't stop myself. And I just ran her all the way over, and she hit her head on it. And she was down there crying and stuff. And I was like, I was bad.
Dad's shoulder though.
Nah, he kicked his daughter out the game, brought in another son.
That's how serious it was.
And then we kept playing. We was wrestling over a loose ball, and I just snatched it. Like, come on, man. It's a little Mexican dude.
Snatched the man's arm out the damn socket, cousin T-Will line. And let me tell you something. Before the game started, I explicitly said, please don't do this. Do not
so you know, once that competition starts, it's hard to turn off.
That is why you can't take black people nowhere because of stuff like that.
And then at the end, his wife, she was a little small Mexican woman.
I was so apologetic to the lady. I had to go buy tamales for the family and shit.
She couldn't put his arm back in the socket. So I
went wasn't strong enough.
I asked dude, like, you want me to do it? You know what I'm saying? Because I was a paramedic, so I know how to do it. He said, yeah, please. And I just did it real quick, like boom, boom, because I know how to do it. And then he was good. He was like, you got.
And he wanted to play again. I said, no, nada, no.
Y'all family break it down. Like,
and then he was like, y'all coming back tomorrow? Hell no.
I go home.
No. And then, when I go home, I got to be rubbing feet and ankles because he overdid it on the basketball court.
Because I just came to play.
This is stuff I got to deal with.
But the dad was challenging me so hard that I had to like play full. I had to go full throttle. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this.
So while I'm a delight, cousin T, your cousin Simon, he a handful for me too.
I did put his shoulder back in socket. You gotta give me some.
No, you took it out.
Now I actually get it though. Once you're trying to be nice and play half speed, and he trying to turn it up. Oh well, let me go ahead and flip the button up a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough to play half speed, man. When people are playing full speed, and you're like, hey,
cousins, come get him.
Hey, come
get him. Oh God! So anytime we go to the basketball, just let the boys go. You stay here.
No,
you like I can't. No, stay here. You stand here next to me. Let the boys play.
I go out there sometimes
because you too bully ball.
Sometimes I go out there and coach, but my coach is a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
The temperament of the people here.
Yeah.
So I'm out there.
I don't like that.
I'm out there
because they don't know what he's yelling. And
they don't know what I'm
saying.
To them. I'm yelling in English, but
right.
I'm really just talking to my two sons.
They're
the best players on the team. I'm talking to them. Everybody else,
And because Dad's bully baller, Sean is a bully baller. Sean be bullying Reggie all over the court. So now Reggie has to figure out ways to be more like agile and to be more skillful. Because Sean will bully his behind all over that damn court. And they love putting them on different teams. I said, put my sons on the same team. I want to watch them work together. Like, I have things that I'm doing. I need you to work with me. They always put them on because everybody loves watching.
It's not fair.
The competition between them. I don't like that. I don't like seeing them do that.
It's not fair to have both of them on one team.
I don't give a damn about fairness. Put them on the team so they can work together and beat the brakes off of these people.
Yeah, but my bad. We had digressed very far. I'm sorry. We still were talking about Bitcoin price being up today. Bitcoin price is being up crazy today.
Okay, we got somebody else in the house.
We do.
We got somebody in the room. Who is this?
Hello.
Come on, cam up now.
Hey, cousin. Sometimes they got it. I don't see no audio though.
Okay.
Like cousin T audio, I turn his all the way up. Are you on mute?
Man, you might have to be on Chrome.
Yes. If you're on Safari, it's not going to work. So if you can log out.
You know what? I can't get on Chrome on this iPad, but Safari will let me in.
Oh, good. Sometimes it don't work on Safari though. Like I had to switch over. The 142 shows was on Safari. Yeah, but then when I realized I don't have certain features in the back end, I said, I got to do Chrome. Yeah,
it's a little hard.
Cousin, go ahead and log out and try it in Chrome and see if that works because I don't have any audio from you at all. And it isn't a muted mic situation.
Yeah, it's Restream.
I don't have any audio. It's free too. I wish the gentleman would just buy it.
I think they did buy this. I don't
So
know.
let's try that. I don't even know if hemoptosis can hear us.
Should be able to.
So I turned it off. That way they can try it again.
Okay.
I don't want to remove you because it'll block you from coming back in. So let me just write it in the chat. But shout out to the Colonel who should be on unless
Come on,
he's hiking.
Colonel.
No, it's
Right.
2 o'clock at
Last time
night.
I seen the Colonel, he was on her hot. I forgot what he was mad about.
He be
Yeah,
mad.
about
His
something.
S Miles ain't giving him no sats. He be tight.
Yeah, you gotta get some S miles. We got some S miles this week. It's been nice. It's been hot, man.
I didn't get any yesterday, and I had 27,000 steps. I didn't get one sat.
It's hot out here, man. Taking all these steps.
A little bit off topic, but how much Bitcoin do y'all think is still left on exchanges?
That's a good question.
Left on exchange. Well, man, you have to. If you were into this stuff, you could go to a place called glassnode.com, and they have a thing called SOPR, the spend output profit ratio, and you can kind of see what's left, and you can see what moves from every wallet, and you can see what's on exchanges, but you can't see what's in wallets. Like once something go to somebody's wallet, you can't really tell how much is in their wallet. I believe there's a lot left on the exchanges because people love to use Coinbase, and I don't mess with Coinbase. I never really liked it. Binance, I don't know if people still use it like they used to, but it's a lot left on the exchange. And when the halving, they cut it down to what, 3.125 for the halving. And people were buying BlackRock, ARK Investments, more than it's being mined per day. So it's becoming more scarce and scarce. That's why we got to get our little piece of the pie if we can, just a little bit here, a little bit there, because they're just gobbling it up. And they're not even leaving on exchanges. They're putting it in their treasury reserve asset, or they're building it for a portfolio that they're about to build for their customers. And they're snatching it up. What's the other place? MicroStrategy, Grayscale Bitcoin. This place is snatching it up because what they can do is they can hold Bitcoin. And if a retirement or 401k is not allowed to have Bitcoin in their 401k, but they could have Grayscale Bitcoin in their portfolio so they could have access to Bitcoin price movement. And that's how they're doing it on the back end using MicroStrategy, Grayscale. So if you buy a whole bunch of MicroStrategy and put it into your portfolio as a large hedge fund company, they get exposure to Bitcoin without actually having to hold Bitcoin. Same thing with these ETFs. So it's a lot of stuff going on with the big dogs. Yeah. I can't call how much is actually still on the exchange, though. That's a hard.
I just asked because I've been hearing for like over a year that there was only 2 million Bitcoin on exchanges, and I know, like I said, it's been over a year. And they still saying that right now. It's 2 million on exchanges. And I'm like, something don't sound right about this. I think we got some spoofing going on.
I think I know what you're talking about. When you say on the exchange, do you mean it's only 2 million Bitcoin left?
Right.
Ever. Yeah, you're right about that. They say about 18 million has already been mined and taken away. I don't know, about 1.5 million have been lost. People lost them wallets in the early days, paper wallets.
That's all you think is 1.5?
That's what they say. I'm going on
what they say.
I'm going on what they say, and then they say it's only 2 million left to be mined. The last Bitcoin should be mined in the year 2140, and then there will be no more Bitcoin to be mined. But you can still buy and sell Bitcoin. But
I think access will be so hard at a
high premium.
Because the people who can afford it are gonna hoard it. Oh, bars.
I think it's about 3 to 5 million lost. That's just me personally. There's too many people, especially from the old days, that had hundreds of thousands of them that just lost them because they was only worth 50 cents, 25 cents.
Yeah, Yeah, it was trippy, man. I see different stories. I know.
I had an article I was gonna do tonight because we'll end up having to do these news updates on Saturday.
man.
But this article right here, I just want to see how it looks if I have to share.
Talking about the
It's
wallet
little
recovery.
though. It's gonna be so freaking tiny. How does it look?
Somebody-
Oh, it's okay. Just cover up the thing. But it says wallet recovery firms buzz as locked out crypto investors panic and Bitcoin boom.
Yeah.
This was written today, y'all. The recent surge in Bitcoin prices has the phone at crypto wallet recovery firms. Shout out to Cryptwork because she would have some insight into this. Ringing off the hook as retail investors locked out of their digital vaults make frantic calls. Y'all, he got to get a tequila refill. To regain access to their accounts. Cryptocurrencies exist on, we know all of that. Let me get to the heart of the matter. Losing access to a crypto wallet is a well-known problem. Investors forgetting their intricate passwords is the primary reason, but loss of access to two-factor authentication devices, unexpected shutdowns of cryptocurrencies, cyber attacks are also common. I thought that was crazy, but it says with Bitcoin prices regaining traction, record high of 73,800. Crowder spoke to nearly a dozen retail investors who had lost access to their crypto wallets. 6 of them contacted a recovery service firm and managed to regain access. So it sounds like only 6 of them were able to gain access. So that's
the
crazy.
numbers up there.
The world's largest cryptocurrency has surged 161% in the past 2 quarters, y'all. So in 24 weeks, Bitcoin surged 161%.
So let's go, man. So what else? What other? I mean, I have a lot of friends who still are into things, basically the bank stocks, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix,
Stuff
and
they got at
Google.
work. Did we tell them Fidelity now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I told them
Exposure
that.
to Bitcoin?
I told them that.
Yeah, so we have a call with them tomorrow.
So a lot of people like to have their Apple stock, this stock. They like to find up and coming stocks. And it's just like if you just sat low and comfortable in Bitcoin, boom, your money's just making money over top of money over top of money. And it's easy. It's low time preference. And you don't have to really watch the charts every day like you used to. You don't have to sit in on different quarterly meetings at the end of a quarter. So if you got Apple, you got the end of the quarter, what they'll do, you got So if it's a day for their to do their earnings the earnings report, they wait to close a business, boom, and then now they're going to do their earnings report 5 o'clock Eastern time. And if it's not a good earnings report or something that people expected,
it'll blow it up.
It'll drop the stock. Now you scrambling after hours.
Mugs getting liquidated.
If you have after hours ability to trade, I know I'm not banging on my Robinhooders, but yeah, you don't get after hours ability to trade on Robinhood. A lot of people love to trade on Robinhood. You have to have a little more sophisticated brokers accounts, right? So to trade after hours, and you get blown up on that stuff, man. And it's like, man, just sit in Bitcoin. Just sit in Bitcoin, man.
That's what Cousin Jake would tell y'all to
do. A few weeks ago, I guess people got blown up at Tesla. I didn't even.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I just was like, that's what you get,
I sent you those articles. Yeah.
Kathy Wood got blown up at Tesla.
Yes, she did.
Because she's heavy in Tesla and Bitcoin. But Tesla, she just went all Bitcoin like Michael Saylor probably told her to do. But she's so into the technology, she really believes in the vision that he has. So she put a lot of money in Tesla. Anyway, they removed her, not from CEO status, but she was the head hedge fund manager. So they moved her out of that spot and moved somebody else.
I like her though.
But she's still the CEO.
I like her too. She just moved a little bit too fast. I noticed that in her
She's still
the
CEO of Ark Investments, but yeah, that was good.
Hey, Nobility Black, thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nobility Black is asking, are there any thoughts on Roger Ver getting arrested for tax fraud even though he was expatriated? I missed that story. Did you catch that on Twitter?
Yeah, I read that on Twitter, but it wasn't much to it. Like nobody really gave me any more details.
Insight into
if he's expatriated, where was he expatriated to? Because a lot of times, if you get into these places where
the U.S. does have a relationship with them, they will come get you.
They're gonna come get you. That's what they're gonna do.
Well, that was right after his book came out too.
Yeah, that's why you got people like Snowden, Edward Snowden. He had to go out to Russia because they won't come get you from Russia.
Right.
And what's that other dude?
They went all the way to Spain to get them. United
Oh,
States
no,
has a
man.
relationship with Spain.
Yeah, they do because that's where what's his name? We just talked about the other day.
I know that's where they got McAfee at.
He's supposed to kill himself in a prison in Spain.
He in El Salvador chilling,
That's what I heard.
drinking Mai Tais.
That's what I heard.
With Stacy and Max.
So the other
Max
dude,
couldn't keep that quiet. You know his mouth too big.
Yeah. He gonna take a picture. He gonna take a picture with him on
They
Instagram.
drinking mojitos.
Yeah, that other dude, Assange, Julian Assange.
Yeah.
He went to
Was he
Ecuador.
weird though?
He was weird now.
He was doing weird stuff.
And
they kicked him out. They were tired of him.
Yeah, he went to Ecuador and they wouldn't send him back. But the Ecuador got a new president, and they sent him up to the Ecuadorian embassy in the UK. But he was acting
He was
crazy.
doing weird stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, no, sorry, you have to go."
They sent him to prison. So you know what I'm saying?
See, but I heard Roger Ver had 2 companies in the United States still, even though he, renounced his citizenship. So that's how they got him. He never told him he had no Bitcoin. He paid all his taxes and everything, but he didn't tell him about his Bitcoin. So that's how they got him.
Yeah.
So did they attempt to seize his Bitcoin? Well, they can't, right?
No, they can't get it.
They can't get it. You got to give it to them.
You have to relinquish it to them.
Yeah, they're going to put some years on you and say, if you give us the wallets, we'll take the years down.
Yeah,
that's how
they
they
get
play the
you
game
to
with us.
voluntarily relinquish
That's
your
how
wallet.
Because you know how the feds do a 95% rate, right?
How does it look back?
Oh, that looks good. It makes
Or
me
do I
look.
need to do the back one? This one's good.
Yeah, it makes me look light skinned.
You are light skinned.
I'm a man. Never mind.
You high
I ain't
yellow.
gonna go
Mandingo
there.
or not, you high yellow.
Well,
And
yeah.
that's not what Mandingo means.
Yeah, but you ever seen the movie? I'm talking about the movie.
I get it, but that's not what it means.
Oh, if y'all ain't never seen the movie Mandingo with Ken Norton Sr. And go check that out.
It's a family show. We ain't talking about that.
It's a good
You know
show.
what's crazy? It's almost scary to try to get out of the U.S. right now, especially if you made any money in Bitcoin. If you've been working your whole life and kind of broke, but you got a little bit of money now, and then you say, I'm getting out of here for taxes go crazy, they're going to take everything that you made in your time in.
Yeah, that's why you got to be super strategic
Yes, you
about
do.
it. Like we said, we always have been given examples of places to go and things to do, but what we say is, kind of, if you want to leave the United States, leave now. And why you can leave, otherwise you're gonna flee.
And you don't want to leave under those conditions.
Yeah, you don't want to flee.
Cousin T, do you have a passport?
Nah.
Yeah, give
Going and get a passport. It's a little pricey now. It's a lot pricey now.
It's 180.
But it's back to normal waiting times. Which is about 6 weeks. You can do it through the post office, or you can do it online. It's a lot easier to do it online. But I would say get your passport, right? Let us know when you come to Mexico City. We'll tell you how to get it all set up or whatever. And then let us just kind of like walk you around and show you some things. And
I can't get no passport. If I get a passport, I ain't coming back.
Don't do that.
That's why I ain't never got one. Let me get to see the.
We got an extra room upstairs.
I don't want to go to jail for tax evasion.
But yeah, we got room for you guys. You can come stay here.
And just for
Tino gonna bother you.
Yeah, and for the, like you said, it's tax evasion for if you get your residency outside of the United States.
You get up to 126,000 non-taxed. Anything you make after that, now there's a conversation. But if you make less than 126,000, and there's some numbers past that, like 126,800 or something like that, you're good. You good.
Yeah, but if you try to, I don't know, but this is what I heard. If you try to like do the nomad capital guy, I mean, it's like the money is crazy what they gonna tax you just to get up out your citizenship.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right, you gotta pay to end that relationship.
Oh, you trying to renounce? Yeah, man, they gonna tax you.
Yeah, you have to pay to end. But it's like, if you in a business, like how you have your business, and let's say you had a business partner and they wanted out, they they have to buy their way out of that relationship.
you
You
got
have to buy your way out of that relationship.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
So yeah, we did not do that. We're not renouncing our citizenship. Y'all know we served the United States. We served 2 wars.
Yeah, I got a flag in the back, but people
we
who
ain't
do
doing
want
that.
people who do want to do that, make sure you have a viable citizenship that you have already
In another country.
a viable one.
Yes.
Not a janky one. I'm talking about a viable. If you have family members in from a different place like she does, where she has access to that passport and has access to
through both.
Through a United Kingdom passport.
Yep, I have access.
So that's a viable passport. If you renounce USA to get a United Kingdom one, I don't mind that. But make sure you have. I watched this documentary, guys, and just off topic, but this guy had renounced his citizenship and had a new citizenship, and so he was about to go to his place of his new citizenship, but the passport was delayed for whatever reason.
No, it wasn't the passport. The actual citizenship paperwork was delayed. So he was.
This dude
he didn't have any citizenship in that moment. On that day,
he had to stay in the airport
until the paperwork went
He
through.
couldn't go back to the country. I think he was leaving like Singapore, and he couldn't go to the new country. He couldn't leave the airport because he was a man of no what was it called, no state.
He was a man of no state,
a stateless citizen.
It took 9 days. It was
30-some days.
30. It took a month.
This dude was cleaning up in the bathroom airport. He was living in the airport. It was crazy.
So you got to be careful because it's all legal mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Right?
He was trying to get it real. Like, I got it. I'm going. And it's
I just don't want to be taxed to death. It ain't that. Shit, I didn't did all right in America. I don't mind it for that point. It's just that I don't want to be taxed to death. Did you guys see that that last Bitcoin debate that Rand moderated?
Who moderated it?
Rand from Crypto Banner. It was Peter Schiff and some guy Rubio something versus Voorhees and Scaramucci.
Oh, okay. I know him.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it. How did it go?
The Gold Bugs kind of won, man. They were them old heads. They was roughing them youngsters up. They was like, "Shut up, I'm gonna talk." Rand was like, "Let me moderate," and the old boy was like, "You gonna let me finish?" I was like, "Dang,
Kanye West shit." I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. They had the young boys in there. They should have had Michael Saylor in there or something. Somebody who could hold their own. But them old Gold Bugs, man, they rough and gruff, man. They stand their ground. They don't give up on that. And I just like everybody said, why can't we just do both?
I don't know why we gotta pick a side.
The old guy said, "I don't mind spending 60% in taxes." I mean, that blew my mind.
Blowing my mind.
It used to be higher than this. He's like, you don't understand how high it used to be. I was like, 60%?
Cousin T, we got these businesses. I got that job. We got passive income. We do the 401k. We got trusts and LLCs. We still owe the IRS every year. Yeah, and my job is to just make that number as small as possible.
Right.
But I haven't figured out. One year we paid a professional to do it for us. And we paid hella money. It was a lot of money that we still owe. And Simon said, "I want you to do me a favor." I said, "Okay, babe." He said, "I want you to run the numbers." So it took me about a week to do it. Obviously, the professional did it like 2 days. It took me like a week. Mm-hmm. But when I did it, I was able to get that number even smaller, and we didn't have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "This is your job moving forward."
Yeah, so it's
and it's been okay. It's been good.
That's why I say Andrew Henderson. He's good. He has different tax shelters, tax havens.
Do it all.
But he's working for the very, very rich Deca millionaires.
Yeah, Decas.
But you can still get ideas off of ways that he sees things. Like you can go this place, you get a golden visa here in Spain, or they got the new visa in El Salvador. He was talking about Buenos Aires.
So what? They don't have to pay taxes in El Salvador?
You don't have to pay taxes if you have the residency.
You don't. If I have El Salvadoran residency, I don't have to pay U.S. taxes at all.
No, you get that 126.
Oh, you get the same thing that you
get
do
the
here.
raw,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, you get the same thing
You
here.
don't have to pay it more if you have to renounce
But
your
we
citizenship.
still have to pay. So either which way, whether we
Pay
here or there,
less.
we pay.
Pay less.
Let Freedom Ring said Americans should be pushing for tax reform. So here's my issue, right? If the rich people pay what they were supposed to pay, I don't understand why they get off scot freaking free. You know what I'm saying? They always tell you like Jeff Bezos paid $0 in taxes because of this and because of that, and the way they did the tax reform, and they want to try to pull the money from, Joe Bag of Donuts. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they want us to use the loopholes they use.
And Nobility Black said, I work in education. Billions are washed through the foundation. Hell yeah. You see Hillary Clinton Foundation, you already know that's sheer madness, the way that foundation launders money. And it's an open secret. It's not even a not open secret. It's an open secret.
Yeah.
And nobody says, cares, or does anything. But if we had a foundation, I don't have the heart to do that. I would actually use it for philanthropic.
Yeah, you have to.
Read the fair tax book. Foundations don't pay taxes. They don't. But I wouldn't use if we started one, I wouldn't use it as a tax laundering tool.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say. You're trying to hide some money.
Right. But then the people who are openly hiding the money and the children, you don't say nothing about.
Yeah,
so I don't understand any of it. It's the world we live in though. But family, we've had y'all on for 2 hours and 1 minute. Cousin T was late. No, I'm just joking. We did shout you out at the beginning of the show, so you definitely want to catch at least the beginning part replay until you show up.
I would just like to tell some of the other people, hey man, come on stream. It ain't gonna hurt you. Y'all listening. We want to see you too.
I'm gonna have you be our cam promoter. Y'all come on, y'all with us.
I'll give it a whirl.
And you know what? The only reason why I want y'all to cam up is because it's a poor experience when people are watching the replay, right? So when you're watching the replay and it's just a black screen or it's just a thumbnail or something, it's not a great experience. So if I would prefer you cammed up, but I'm not going to hold you guys to it. There's too many of you.
Hold them to it.
They want to be cam glammed, and I get it because before the show I got to get cam glammed.
I got on work clothes every day. I don't care nothing about how I look. Nothing.
Let Freedom Ring, thank you for joining. We're about to wrap up anyway. Baby, he be having on his work clothes. He gonna have a sleeveless hoodie on.
Every day.
He wears
got on his hooping clothes, his sports attire.
Mm-hmm. He don't even he does not own a pair of pants.
I'm about to say no watch. I see it now.
He got his watch. He don't.
Yeah,
that's like not. He wears watch.
Yeah, that's my U.S. Army, United States Army watch.
Even though we were in the Air Force. Well, we did do the Army.
I
we did the Air Ready.
Yeah, so that's
I did the Army too. I served my Air Ready Reserve.
I did it
all 8 years.
Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me on to next time. Hey.
Yep, we'll be on Saturday, Cousin T, same time at 7.
Saturday.
Just hop on. I keep this link. I think this is the link, and then just let me know. If not, I'll send it in the chat like we.
Hey, if y'all could do like y'all thing for like the first. Y'all usually go about an hour and a half, somewhere an hour, depending on what y'all got to do. But if y'all can just go and do y'all thing for the first hour, don't let nobody interrupt the show. And
that's what I told them.
At the end.
That's what I told them.
That's a good idea.
Like get the new stuff out the way, and then say, "All right, cousins, let's chit chat.
Right.
Let's have a reunion." But we really appreciate all of you. We love y'all. There were about 42 people in the room at the height that they were in. And we hope to see you Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mamba out.